Today is a very special day where I get to check off one of my bucket list items and see Mount Denali in Denali National Park. Now, Mount Denali is the third highest or third tallest mountain in the world, even though it's not even close to the highest mountains in the world. It's 20,130 feet. It is one of the tallest mountains, meaning that from base to tip, it is one of the hardest to hike, biggest mountains, even taller than Mount Everest when you hike Mount Denali. So we're going to see it today in Mount Denali National Park. We're about a 2.5 hour drive away. It's raining like crazy today. So I think it's gonna be a rough kind of rough and tumble sort of day. And I'm really, really excited about. Can't wait, leaving the hotel right now. I'll see you in Denali National Park. We just made it to the visitor center here in Denali. I'm actually gonna put on some socks and act like a real outdoorsman, but it's a little cloudy today, so I'm not absolutely positive we're gonna actually be able to see Mount Denali. We're still gonna try to go through the park road. We might have to take a bus, we're not sure, so we're just here to figure it out at the visitor center. This is what we're looking for right here. The moose, the biggest of their hooved animals. One of these. Oh, I hope we see one today. You mind if I film? How you doing? All right.
6 million acres. The mountains here, we're up here.
6 million acres is this park?
Yeah.
This has got to be like the biggest national park
It's
in the U.S.
third
right?
largest.
Wrangell is the biggest.
Yeah.
That's also in Alaska, so
Really?
everything is bigger in Alaska. No one needs Texas.
Wow. You're not from Texas, are you?
No,
That could have been bad.
good gamble. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
Now, something cool about Denali National Park I'll get into while she's talking is that Denali National Park holds the third tallest mountain in the world. Now, what does third tallest mountain mean? Well, Mount Everest is the highest mountain in the world, not the tallest. The highest mountain in the world means the furthest distance from sea level up to the peak of the mountain. So Mount Everest is the highest piece of land in the world. Denali Mountain, Mount Denali, is the third tallest mountain in the world, meaning that from the base of the mountain to the peak of the mountain is actually a longer hike than it is up Mount Everest. So the mountain is absolutely massive, and Denali is just this magnificent sort of a high tundra sort of zone with so much wildlife, you'd be blown away. So this woman walked me through a lot of it. I'll walk you around the visitor center right now and show you a few of the interesting facts around here.
So here's what we've learned while at Denali National Park. In the visitor center right now, you can see it's pretty cool in here. Denali is a 6 million acre national park. Yellowstone is only about 2.2 million acres, so Denali is almost 3 times the size of Yellowstone National Park. You can see the map of it right here. Pretty spectacular. So there's a lot of cool things in Denali. These are Dall sheep. They have some very unique animals. Dall sheep only live really up here. Huge moose, all sorts of cool stuff around. We're about to go, hopefully, see a little bit of a sled dog tour because there's a landslide that's washed out about half the park. We're gonna drive up. We're gonna see what we can see. You can check out Big Moose behind me right now. Denali, in the winter at least, has been said for most of the year. The Denali experience is defined by snow rather than mosquitoes, darkness rather than daylight, and sub-zero cold. This is one of the harshest national parks to live in, especially during the winter. The moose is one of the only animals that actually toughs it out all winter and stays here. Everything else goes hibernation, lives under the snow. Even the grizzlies, they don't even tough it out. So this is amazing. Walking through Denali National Park is like getting a glimpse back into ancient Native American history. In the summer months, Native Americans used to use this land as a hunting ground, and because it was so harsh during the winter, they had to retreat every winter to hopefully just survive. But during the summer, this was used to hunt caribou, moose, and Dall sheep, which outnumbered the first white settlers from Europe 500 to 1 when they first arrived here a few hundred years ago. The land is absolutely incredible, but if we look at one of the most
important animals that's made survival in this very harsh environment possible. We have to give credit to the American Husky or the Malamute dogs. Back some 12 to 15,000 years ago, there's evidence of Native Americans burying their dogs, their huskies, with family heirlooms, showing that even today, even back then, compared to today, dogs have been man's best friend for thousands and thousands of years, really part of our families, and we're about to go see some of them right now. Check it out.
Sled dog kennels are 0.2 miles this way. We've just pulled up at this little need to know sign about dogs. So here's the need to know about visiting Denali from what we understand so far. When you drive in the visitor center, there's about 15 miles that you can actually drive in your car before you cannot go any further. To go any further into the park, you need a bus tour that goes the rest of the 96-ish miles into Denali National Park. Dog tours seem to be one of the big things. You can drive to these. We got lucky. There's usually not parking spots that you actually get in here, but we're hoping we can actually go see some dog demonstrations right now and meet the huskies that run around here in the winter. Really tough dogs. Let's go. We just found the dogs, and these look like some powerful animals. Hello, beautiful. Oh my. Every dog in here just erupted as soon as one of the other one's cage was open. These dogs are ready to run. Oh my gosh. Hello. Ella made friends. Hello, Disco and Ella.
He likes to
So they're saying that we used to be able to walk in and pet the dogs, but because there's so many people that visit here, now they have the dogs on these leashes with lines that go through, so the dogs have the option to walk away if they want at any time, or come to get pet at any time that they want. It's very like dog freedom first, which is really cool to think about. These dogs all have the luxury of, yes, I want to be pet, no, I don't want to be pet, or they could just hang out and sleep all day. It's amazing. Let's go. Hey, pal, can I come say hi? Can I come say hi? Hey, boy. I was going to ask, I wonder about the behavior issues of the dogs, because they have so many people around them all the time. Do they
It's
freak
more
out
dog
at any
on
point?
dog aggression, not as much
Does
for
it happen?
humans. We'll not breed dogs that are aggressive towards each other or antisocial with other dogs. We'll also not breed dogs here in the yard that aren't good with humans around them, since that's important for them. We get so many visitors each summer. It's the reason why Pinata's neutered. He's way too shy. I think he's an awesome sled dog. He's really great. I love his build, but just that shyness trait, not something we would want to pass down.
They're very powerful. You can tell just looking at them. These are some incredible animals.
Yeah, they're very strong.
Oh my gosh. Good dog, son, man. Start over.
So you know how there are some jobs that are like dream jobs in any industry?
Yeah.
Like if you're a photographer, National Geographic is the best job you're ever gonna have. That's the dream job. If you're a dog person, this is the Olympics of dog jobs.
Denali National Park.
Yeah.
Dog. Oh. Dog Olympics. I like that. The Dog Olympics. So one of the trainers one of the handlers just went in one of these cages over here, and all these dogs immediately went wild with jealousy. That you're not playing with me, you're playing with them. Look at this. They're so smart. We were just talking with the handler, and they say there's two big dogs that are kind of in the kennels right now. One is Gus, this dog. He's only a year old right now, not even fully grown, and they think this dog's going to be one of the leaders of the kennel, the leaders of the pack. Very strong dog. The other one, I'll show you right now. The other one is Stewart, way here in the back. Way back there. There we go. You can barely see Stewart. His head's just barely hanging out right now. But these are the lead dogs. It's interesting to see which dogs are the personality traits they're looking for. to breed for with all these very, very powerful animals. We're about to go see the rest of the park, but we had to stop and check these guys out. The pupperoos are out. Oh my goodness, they are adorable. So cute. We've just left the highway here in Denali National Park. At the visitor center we were at, we were looking around and we were like, how thick all of this stuff is. You can, like, it's almost impossible to walk through. It's not easy at all. So the visitor center says a lot of the animals use these gravel stream beds as kind of highways in nature. That's where we're gonna go walk down and see if we can get into some animals, man. That would be so cool. Moose is the #1. We're going to check it all out. We're seeing a few moose tracks here, so you can kind of see where this moose hooves went. Each of its hooves went like that. The moose track. So they're definitely out here. And there's hunters that tell stories, especially elk and moose. When you're coming up on one, you'll sometimes get a whiff and you can smell them. So I'm not gonna say I'm that good or anything, but if we start smelling something, then sometimes you know that a moose is near. And chances are they're pretty close out here. The just thing that we need to be careful of is that moose are hands down the most dangerous animal in North America, much more than grizzly bears, much more than cougars or any other sort of predator. Moose kill more people. So as long as you're aware and see where they are, then usually you're totally fine. That's what we're gonna go look for. We are looking at a moose right next to us right now. You can see it in the back of the camera. And it definitely has eyes on us, so it's making me a little bit nervous. But this is our first moose. Here we go. So the moose is absolutely confirmed to have a calf with it. I have the bear spray. I saw the calf. I have the bear spray out just in case. But usually, best course of action with the moose is just to keep moving. Because its eyes are directly on us. Bro, oh my goodness, we just saw that moose right over there. We're on the road now, we made it back. But I had to focus on getting out of that situation while we were there. It was kind of spooky. That moose laid its ears back. There was a little calf right next to it. That was the scariest experience I've ever had with a moose, and it's really cool. I got to just experience, like, get a little bit of it on camera. This has been Denali National Park, though. We spent a lot of time looking at dogs. We saw a moose, what we really came here to see. Now, and for the next episode of this series, we're headed down to Glenwood, Alaska, and Soldotna, Alaska, to actually fish the salmon run, see grizzly bears, do the whole 9 yards, all the typical Alaska stuff. We're gonna say goodbye to Denali National Park, all the beautiful mountains. We're headed back into the car now. It's gonna be a heck of a trip. Stay wild, be free, and I'll see you in the next episode. Here we go.